Hello, it's the Friday Talkie. So, first a thank you, and then a grumble, and then a discussion, and then another kind of waffle with some mentions and stuff. Yeah, I actually have some things to talk about. At the start of the day, I had nothing-ish. Can you hear the decisiveness there? The thank yous. 1 hour monthly podcast show. It's hard to remember how that's 1 HMPS. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Andy, for inviting me onto the podcast, and Malc for hosting. I had a great time. We just sat and chatted, and it was great. I will be on the show, on the 1 hour monthly podcast show. I think that will be going up in about a month. I will let you all know exactly when it's going up. But I wanted to thank Andy and Malc for having me on there, because that was just great fun. Really enjoyable. Just, yeah. Yeah. Malc was a little bit nervous, and I was a little bit nervous, because it's I said it before when I was on the All Gen Gamers thing. It is entirely different doing a thing like that from doing this, because here you're just talking at the camera. Though it was actually easier than the All Gen Gamers, because why do I struggle saying that? Because it was just the two of us, so it was more, you know, just a two-way conversation. And yeah, really nice, relaxed chap, really friendly, and totally enjoyed myself. So yes, thank you Andy for inviting me, and Malc for being a great host. That was really cool. Grumbles, yes. I've got something I want to grumble about. Sony, bastards, and others are doing it. EA and I don't know who else. They've announced that they're putting on Resistance 3 an online pass code. So basically, you buy your Resistance 3, and if you want to go online, you've got this password, and you can only use it once. So if you sell your copy, the person who buys it from you either can't go online or has to pay to get another code. Now, I don't know. I know Sony's reasoning for this is they're pissed off that the second-hand market is cutting their profits. Well, tough shit. The whole world, the whole manufacturing world has to deal with the second-hand market. It's a fact of life. Get over it. What really gets me... So I buy this game. I've got 2 PS3s. Is this code specific to a PS3, or is it specific to an account name? I've got more than one account name, and I do use both on occasion. So either I can only use this code on my main PlayStation Network account, and I can't use it on the other one, or I can only use it on one of my PlayStations, either downstairs or upstairs. Why? I have paid for this game. It's mine, isn't it? And you're saying, you can't use it on that one, on that PlayStation, you can only use it on that one. No, no fucking way. Excuse my French. I'm sorry to the French people for saying that you would use language like that. But no, it's wrong. It's absolutely bang out of order, and I, for one, won't buy it. If they're going to use these kind of tactics, I will stop buying their games. I feel that strongly about it. It's wrong. Second-hand market, get over it. It's a fact of life. It happens. People sell their old stuff, and they only sell it when it's fully functional, unless they're some kind of scam artist. You know, what Sony are doing is wrong. Okay, rant over. Yes, okay, tag, kind of, I guess it's an open tag. RetroGamerVX has done he's asked a question, and it's an interesting one. He actually initially asked it in on Twitter last night, but then has done a video elaborating on it. My answer that I will give here is actually different from the one I gave on Twitter, but that's because the question is more specific. The question is, Okay, you've got to imagine a bit of a scenario here. If you imagine you're rich, you've got about £1 million in the bank, you're not short of a penny, and you've also got a computer. It's rare, exceptionally rare, it may be the only one, and historically important. And someone offers you £100,000 for it, which is, say, 3 times the value of the actual computer. So they're offering you serious money for this thing. But the condition of them buying it is that they're going to trash it. They're going to destroy it. Quite why they would want to do that, I don't know, but that's what they're going to do. Do you sell it? You don't need the money, but it is nice money. Do you care about the historic value of the computer above the value of the computer and what they're offering? And that's really what it's all about. Do you sell it or don't you? And Steve then sort of goes on and says, discuss. When you collect, if you're and this is hardware collectors. Actually, I'll answer the question first. Given, and then I'll move on to the other bit. Given that in this scenario you're loaded, okay, I absolutely would not sell it to someone who was going to trash it. No. If you've got $1 million, you don't need 100,000. Initially, when Steve asked this question, he didn't have you being loaded. My reply was they could be going to bake it in a cake for 100,000. They could have it, but that was imagining myself as being virtually, well, having not very much money. I was imagining myself as me, which is quite cool because I like being me, but I don't have a lot of money. So 100 grand, yeah, I wouldn't have cared what they were going to do with it. I would have took the money. But as an imagined rich person, no, I wouldn't. So yes, as a hardware collector, how do you view the computers in your collection? Do you value them for their financial value? Because these things do accumulate in value. My Commodore PET I bought for a tenner, and it's now worth between 70 and 150 quid. My Commodore 64 GS I bought for a tenner, and, well, some crazy person spent 700 quid on one about 3 months ago. They're now trying to sell it for about 500, and they're having a laugh because I think they were the only person who was that stupid. But you could expect to see one go for about 300 quid. So they do accumulate in value, and some collectors do buy them for their commercial value because they accumulate. Others buy them for their historic value. They are important pieces of computing history. There is another aspect as well, and I'll get on to that because that's part of my answer. I don't buy them for their value. Saying that, I nearly did once find myself in a tight spot where I needed money, and I nearly did sell one. I always take the view, if I need the money for something important, I would not hesitate to sell one. My Jupiter Ace, I could get £300 to £400 for that. And should I ever need to, I would, yes, if it was something important. But that's not why I collect them. But also, I wouldn't actually say I collect them. I am interested in their historic value. They are important pieces of computing history, and I value that. I think it's interesting, I think it's important. But it's also not entirely why I collect them. Nostalgia is a great part of why I'm collecting them. I remember that, or I read about that in a magazine, or in many cases it's just because I like the games. I am a collector, but I'm also a gamer, and I love to play the games on a lot of them. Not all of them. Some of them I really don't. But yeah, it's a little bit historic value, it's a little bit nostalgia, somewhere between the two. Kind of hard to define, really. Yes, that's my answer to that one. So, now this brings me to something else. Earlier this week, I was sitting up in the middle of the night, kind of bored and irritable, because it was hot and I was nowhere near sleeping. So I was just sitting kind of grumpy, and some people who were on Twitter will have seen me just going rah for no apparent reason, and that was just me being all ugh. And at times like that, I used to go on IRC chat, Internet Relay Chat, using a program called malc. And I mean, this is a chat system with thousands, or it had, and I think still does have, hundreds of networks, thousands of chat rooms on each network, hundreds of thousands of people, you know, occupying those rooms. And a couple of those rooms I used to hang out in, and these were not like open for a couple of hours here or there. I don't know why I'm struggling to say hours here or there, but I was. Anyway, yeah, they were open 24 hours a day. You would have a what you call a bot. There were different types. There were bots that were set up actually on the network itself, and others that sat on remote servers that people in the room controlled. Anyway, these things maintained control of the chat room. They prevented takeovers so that the people who ran the chat room could maintain control of the chat room. And you would have like a group of ops or moderators or whatever, trusted people by the owner of the room, and they would keep it all running smoothly and make sure that people followed the rules. And good rooms with good ops who knew what they were doing and didn't just make up the rules as they went along or go on some kind of power trip. Good rooms were absolutely fantastic, and you could go in them night or day and find a bunch of people who would just chat. And some people just like to go in there and chat in private, which I'm like, yeah, I didn't give a crap about that. It was like group talk in the room, and it was fantastic. So yeah, there I was the other night thinking, oh, I'm really irritable and blah blah, I'll go and chat on IRC. And I fired up my copy of malc and went in the room, one of the rooms that I used to hang out in, and it was just like nothing, dead. And I was really actually I went in two. One of them there was just no one there virtually. There were about 3 people who weren't speaking. And I went in another one, and there were about 100 people, and none of them were speaking because they were probably all in bed. And it was really disappointing, and it just got me thinking these things had been so good, and I don't know if it's that they're now mismanaged or if it's just that people don't do IRC. And it just made me think, wouldn't it be cool to have a room like that, but that was retro gaming related? Once upon a time, I would have taken it upon myself to set one up myself and get a bot and get a network bot and register the room and blah 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 and set the whole thing up and say, here we go folks, here's a chat room, 24 hours a day, I'll be in there some of it, loads of people, who wants to be an op, blah blah. I would have done that. I don't have the time anymore, and I don't know if anyone does. That's the thing. But yes, what I was thinking was, wouldn't it be cool if someone did that? But someone please do one. It's a big ask, isn't it? Yeah, melancholy. That's what I felt while I was in there, thinking, I wish this was how it used to be, but gaming related or something. Yeah. Now, that's not really me saying, hey, someone please do this. I just wanted to waffle about it a bit, and maybe someone will be inspired and think, actually, that's a really good idea, and do one. And if they do, let me know and I'll tell everyone. But that brings me round to, it's not exactly a shout out. I'm not going to shout out a channel now. I'm going to mention, well, 2 people actually. Hang on. Okay, yes, because it's chat room related. RetroGamerVX has got live chat on his website. I think for the next 2 days. He seems to do this weekends, Friday and Saturday nights, I think. Basically, go to his website. I will put linkage down there. He has a chat room that he opens up on a fairly regular basis. I see him like promoting it on Twitter, and I don't know if he promotes it on his channel as well. But take a look down there for the link. That will take you to his site. he's also mentioning it on his current video, which I will be linking to because of the tag response. And also revolutionactiondk, Christopher, who runs the Christopher runs the RetroGamersUnited website, and he's got a chat there on Sunday. Have I got details of when exactly that's on? Not exactly, but he has got a video on his website, on his YouTube channel at the moment, and I'll put links down there again to his video that's promoting it and to the website down there. Yeah, because chat is fun. I have not really had the time or the inclination to do the live video chat that I used to do on what the hell was that thing called? Blog TV? Yeah, I found it too time consuming and actually kind of, it's intense and a little bit stressful, and I was getting headaches doing it. So maybe I'll do one of them again sometime. But chat is fun, and I totally recommend you check out those chats because they're nice people, they're good people, and it's good when a person takes the time to build a chat room, you know. To go and check it out. Yes, I've got a thought in my head and I'm trying to remember what it was. Okay, not shout out related. This, I am so bloody hot, hang on. That's better. Right, yes. What was I going to say? 5,000 subscribers. I am approaching it. I'm at 4,950. Not that I'm counting or anything. But I'm fast approaching the 5,000. And as you'll probably know, or about 4,000 of you will know, I do like to do the milestone videos, and 5,000 is quite a big one. And I'm actually quite stumped for ideas. I've done... Yes, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by my SD card filling up, 5,000 subscriber special. Don't know what to do. If there is anything in particular you would like to see, no obscene suggestions, no, I'm not going to get drunk again, sorry. I know that there are quite a few people who would like to see that, and maybe one day, but not quite so soon. Brain cells haven't recovered yet. Yeah, I am open to suggestions. It's not going to be a case of the most people who ask for a given thing, that's what I'll do. I'm just open to suggestions because I'm you know, I could do a whopping great big massive shout outs, but I tend to think when I do that they just get lost, you know, in a flood of names and things, and doesn't do justice to any of the people being named. Yeah, open to suggestions, and I'll be doing that probably next week. The way things are going, I'll hit 5,000 next week, and I am so... It is easy actually to get blasé about a figure like that, but when I actually sit down and really think about it, I'm also completely gobsmacked by it as well. And yeah, long pause, much editing needed to make that not look brain dead. Zombie mode kicking in there. Okay, I think that's everything. Thank you for watching.